Now that's how you dance. Welcome to the Bladedancer. Hello everyone, I am SPC Brawlers, aka Brawlers, and welcome to my 6th and final Guardian review in Destiny. I'll explain the final part at the end of the review. You may call this the second part of the Hunter review, if you wish to call it that, or a separate review that is part of the Hunter review. Hope I didn't confuse your viewers too much. Just like I did with the Defender and Sunsinger reviews, I am doing the double check right now, before we proceed. If you viewers have not done this already, I strongly advise you take a look at the Gunslinger review before you move on with the Bladedancer review. The Gunslinger subclass has been reviewed here, and if you enjoy using the Gunslinger subclass, then this video is for you. There will be an annotation on the screen and a link in the description that will lead you there, but it's all up to you if you viewers want to see these reviews in any particular order. For this particular video, we will go in depth with the Bladedancer subclass. So let's do this thing! In order for you to use the Bladedancer subclass, you must reach level 15 with the Gunslinger subclass, or reach level 15 with another Guardian with their first subclass. Apart from being similar to being fast on their feet, Bladedancers trade from being precise to having stealth-based rolls. These particular Guardians do not mess around when they are being quick and quiet with their arc abilities in their systems. Similar to the Titans, more specifically the Strikers, Bladedancers are specialized in close quarter battles. Taking out their enemies swiftly and as safely as they can is what they do best. You may say that the Bladedancers are the enemy's invisible nightmares. Now let's sharpen those skills with the blade. Okay, easy on the puns now. Starting off fresh with the Bladedancer, well, your first unlockable is the Flux Grenade. This little grenade explodes and will deal additional damage when it's stuck to the enemies. Almost the same story as the Magnetic Grenade from the Defender subclass, but instead of using void damage, you're using arc damage. This little guy will roll and stick onto enemies, but be sure to throw the Flux Grenade at the enemies for the additional damage to kick in. And if you're wondering if the Flux Grenade will deal any splash damage, yes it does. The closer you are to this whole thing, the deadlier it will be, so keep caution. The second grenade on the list, we have ourselves the Skip Grenade. This grenade will split upon impact and will seek out its enemies. Almost similar to the Swarm Grenade from the Gunslinger subclass, but instead of splitting multiple drones, you will only split 4 medium to large sized drones. As you throw this grenade, it will split upon detonation and will immediately hunker down the enemies that are within its vicinity. And if you're wondering if the Skip Grenade will deal any splash damage towards you, no it will not. So you can safely throw this grenade at point blank range and let the drones do their thing. The third and final grenade that the Bladedancer has is none other than the Artful Grenade. The grenade will chain bolts of lightning to its enemies once it is thrown. This is almost similar to the Fireball Grenade from the Sunsinger subclass, but instead of you using solar abilities, you're using the arc abilities. As you throw the grenade, and upon detonation, the chain reaction will flow once it hits the ground to nearby enemies. Be sure to throw this little grenade at small hostile crowds for the chain reaction to kick in. And just like the Skip Grenade, this grenade will not give off any splash damage whatsoever. Our next batch of perks on the list are the jump abilities, which are almost similar to the Gunslinger's jump abilities, except for one of them. We have Double Jump, which upgrades to 2 jumps, Higher Jump, which will allow your second jump to be a lot higher than normal, Better Control, granting you the ability to have better air directional control as you're jumping in the air. But a big feature that separates the Bladedancer from the Gunslinger is Blink. Being the last jump ability perk to unlock as the Bladedancer, it is the same story as Blink from the Voidwalker subclass. You will teleport at a short distance as it replaces your double jump. For the third group of perks, and my personal favorite group of perks, are none other than the super abilities, which the unique super that the Bladedancer has is the Arc Blade. Upon activating your super, your blade will receive arc energy along with your entire body being filled with it, that you will be able to walk around in a third person point of view. Unlike the other Guardians able to activate their supers and you will be able to see them from a third person point of view for a brief moment, your Bladedancer, however, will be in a third person point of view for the entire super until it completely dries out. For the new Bladedancers out there, this might take a few tries to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, you will start to feel the rush with the arc lightning. Okay, that's 2 times. Calm down now. While being active with your super, press your melee button on either your PlayStation controller or your Xbox controller to lunge at your enemies with a devastating attack with your arc blade. Looking for more than just lunging at your enemies with this super? Well, up first we have Stalker. While your arc blade super is active, press the R1 button for the PlayStation controllers or the RB button for the Xbox controllers during arc blade to spin and damage enemies that are nearby you. Next, we got Razor's Edge, and this is one of my favorite perks to use as a Bladedancer. Same story with pressing the R1 or the RB button. Send a destructive wave of arc energy towards the ground and it will travel along in front of you, clearing paths. This is an excellent offensive ability for your Bladedancer to utilize, as he or she will push enemies away from you and or your allies that are trying to get by a specific area. And last but not least, we have Vanish. Same story with the R1 and RB button, just press this to spin around and disappear from sight. While invisible, you will stay being invisible for a brief moment until you decide to activate another attack of your own, or it will simply wear out. For our 4th set of perks, we have ourselves the melee abilities. And the first one you are able to unlock with the Bladedancer is Blink Strike. As your melee bar is full, you will lunge yourself with your knife, giving a powerful melee attack to your enemies. This may look and sound familiar, but for some reason, this reminds me of the perk Commando from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. In a way, I'm glad I never played that game. But at the same time, I would like to play that game. Okay, now I'm rambling. Moving on, getting back to the review. Interested in giving your Blink Strike a little more detail? First is Backstab. Hitting an enemy from behind while Blink Strike is full will cause more damage than it normally would. Sneak up an enemy from behind and give them the additional damage that they will get, and hopefully they will go down within that strike. Second, we got Escape Artist. Hitting an enemy with Blink Strike lets you become invisible for some time until you fire your gun again, or your invisibility effect will wear out. And finally, for the 3rd perk, we have Fast Twitch. This will reduce the cooldown time of your Blink Strike, allowing you to use it more often, and this cooldown time does go down pretty quickly. You will have at about 10 seconds before the Blink Strike will recharge itself to its full maximum potential for you to launch another Blink Strike attack. And this can only mean one thing with the Blink Strike: you will be rolling with powerful melee attacks on your enemies. Now onward with the training abilities, which in fact they are exactly the same as the Gunslingers. The first one we have is Path Forgotten. You will be training with toughness and speed. Second is Path Forbidden, which you will be rolling with battle recovery and speed. Third is Path Unknown, which you will be focused on battle recovery and toughness. Fourth is Way of the Drifter, which you will be training with all the tributes. Fifth is Way of the Fearless, which all your training will be focused on toughness at all costs. And the 6th and final perk on the training list is Way of the Nomad, which you will be rolling with maximum battle recovery. Now for our 6th and final group of perks, we have the bonus abilities to cover. Up first is Fleet-Footed. This increases the maximum sprint speed and extends your sliding abilities even further than normal. If you want to be quick on your feet and allow yourself to become more agile in the field, then you are looking at the right perk right here. Second is Quick Draw. All weapons are ready immediately. If you find yourself taking a little longer than you normally do with taking out your weapon, this perk will suit you. In fact, this is one of my favorite perks that I run with. Third, we got Shadowjack. As you have Shadowjack equipped, this increases the invisible abilities. If you want to keep yourself out of sight with an extended period of time, this perk will suit you well. For our 4th perk, we have Encore. Killing an enemy with the Arc Blade Super will extend its duration. This means you will have more time to use your Arc Blade Super as you get those kills with any enemy of your choice. 5th, we have Stalker. As you have this perk equipped, you will gain invisibility for crouching and staying still for a short time. Just make sure you find yourself a nice quiet spot while there aren't any enemies around you. Crouch and allow the invisibility effect to kick in and continue on with your journey. And finally, we have ourselves the 6th perk, which is Hungering Blade. Killing enemies with the Arc Blade Super and Blink Strike will allow you to have health regeneration abilities. If you find yourself having some difficulty with the Bladedancer, just equip this perk in your systems, and as you're getting those kills with the Blink Strike and or the Arc Blade Super, you will regenerate health in no time. Finishing with the Bladedancer, making your hostiles feel your blade in a relentless and stealthy manner, along with being quick on your feet, is what this Guardian, and more specifically the subclass, is meant to be. Having arms in your favor makes the battle of the norm, but having a knife in your hand will give you the upper hand in your fighting encounters with the enemies you face. All you gotta do is keep on moving with the blade, have the inner rhythm within you, and you will dance to victory. Alright, that's been 3 times. I'll stop. Now, I have said this twice, and I will say it for the 3rd and final time, and that is, so many weapons with so little space. Which to choose? Any weapons of your desire is all up to you. Personally, I run with scout rifles and hand cannons as for my primaries with my hunter. As for my specials and heavy weapons, I go with all sorts, but mainly putting my focus on sniper rifles and rocket launchers, since I like to be very quick and precise with my hunter. But like I said before, any weapon to your liking, just go for it no matter what. So plan or be fast, and strike from being seen to becoming unseen, because now you are the one that controls the blade. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something new today. I hope you got crazy ideas going on in your head, but most of all, I hope you enjoy. And I hope you'll join me in the next review. Oh, wait. Well, unfortunately, this is the final Guardian review in Destiny. But we are not done with subclasses. Many Destiny gamers out there know what I mean when I say this, but for those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, there have been strong rumors about a giant DLC that will be heading our way in September, or by late 2015. This DLC will be giving us Destiny gamers a load of content and a bunch of surprises, one of which are new subclasses for our 3 Guardians to use. As of the moment, no one knows what the names of these subclasses are, but one thing's for sure, I will be reviewing every new subclass once the DLC becomes available, and it's gonna be crazy. So until that time comes, I hope to see you all in another review. So until then, and as always, game on, gamers!